Alright, what's up yo? This is another Athora deck profile. Since my first one I was missing a few cards and had a few unnecessary stuff. So yeah, came for a revamp. So flag is of course still Star Dragon World. I'm just using this as the flag because it looks nicer. Buddy is the Athora Rebe and whatnot, yeah. So for size zeros, you play the 4 of the promo discard foders. There's so many things in your deck that requires to discard your monsters, your spells and whatnot. And this makes sure that when you discard something, you get it back since you're drawing a card. And you also gain a life, so it's a form of your life gain. Another size 0 is Shell Tray, Flying Crystal Dragon Shell Tray. This helps search any defense. You play a lot of defenses in your deck. You can search for, if you need a shield, you can get a shield. You need your ring, you can get ring. You need a recovery veil to go lost, yeah, you can get that too. Loyalty, okay, sure, why not? Or anything that can help you survive. You need your item, that works too. Okay. Alright. Now one of the last size zeros we play is for cover those SDs. Helps to search up any Athora, so it's very useful. And it also reduces gauge cost by 2, so that when you call an Athora, it's basically just 1 gauge instead of 3, which helps preserve your gauge. It's very important to your early setup, as early setup you need to get your Athora on board first before your gauge engine can kick in and whatnot. Then your Buddy, Athora Rebirth, play 4 because you always want to see this either in soul or whatnot, because it protects your field from destruction, increased stats, and it helps tutor up any other Athora from your deck. Actually just any Athora, since it can search itself too. Then you have your Athora that helps you recycle, because the overthrow one also helps against cards that reduce your burn damage, which this deck deals a lot of burn damage, so yeah. Then your one-offs of Athora, mainly your overturn Athoras. Basically the shoot one, and then this one is if they can send your stuff away, yeah. Then you play your basically the final Athora you ever go into. Has counter attack, triple attack, whatnot, so it's more offensive and has higher stats compared to the rest. Play one countdown, because countdown just score back, draw 1. Yeah, it's good. Then your main spell of the deck, Eternity Ring. This is what makes Athora so deadly, because it allows for each one in the soul, each time your Prism Dragon attacks, shoot 1 and destroy 1. So if there's 2, shoot 2, destroy 2, 3, shoot 3, destroy 3, and so on. So if you have 4 in soul, every attack, so if you have triple attack, this goes off 4 times, you get to destroy 4 of their cards and shoot 4 damage. Just pain. Then your draw power, dispersion, just simple pay 2, draw 2. A lot of people play 2 of this spell but prefer to play 3. Aries Lilac, it's a great spell. It's a very low core cost for Athora, just dropping a soul, and in return you get a check top 3, 1 to hand, rest the gauge. Basically superhero time, good tutor, yeah, and helps with the gauge problems that this deck could possibly run into. Gemologist, just search for Athora, and yeah, just charge a gauge to get your Athora out on field, because sometimes you're missing gauge, so yeah, that helps. Your anti-soul drop and just generic block, you block, draw 1 back, so it's not a minus to your hand, and you also gain 1. your anti-bounce, and it prevents your opponent from bouncing back their stuff too. So if their deck revolves around chaining their cards from their field to hand and calling them back, yeah, they can't do that. This the basically better form of asterism, cause your field can't be destroyed or sent, and it recycles the deck. So if you're going to deck out, you can cast this, and guess what? You can survive. Loyalty, reduce damage, drop soul, and cannot call more than 3 monsters. It's a defense, so it's searchable by shell trade. So yeah, just an overall good spell. Grace of the Sun Deity, because your monsters are protected from bounce and destruction, but they are not protected from being sent to drop, and this protects it from that, which is very great. Then your Heavenly Crystal Awakening, excellent spell, being that it's a counter, so you can do it on your opponent turn and countering to them so they don't spell now. Charge 3, draw 3. Lost World, because every deck needs Lost World, especially a defensive deck like athora. You always want to go into Lost World to try and finish your opponent off there, and then maybe save some of your draw power so that when you go into Lost World, you have things to do in Lost. And Star Believer, simple, just drop soul, draw 2, gain 1. It helps to increase hand size and more filter power. Now some of the one-offs. Mirror's Valley, in case your opponent can, let's say, move your monsters around or has Shadow Dive, this prevents that. And yeah, Sweet Happy Time, excellent card, cause one of Athora's weakness is just getting rid of the item and then just nullifying Athora and destroying it. And yeah, this prevents that, and it prevents your whole board from being nullified. So if you're against Time Dragons, you can cast this, and then now that your monsters can't be nullified, you can proceed with your other plays without fearing that their Octo. Recovery Veil, just simple charge 2 to go into Lost. Starjack Boost, just another charge and draw for the deck. Enhancement, again, another charge and draw for the deck. And then play Asterism Effect. You can play 0 or 2, but I just play 1 in between because you don't always want to see it. It's a very, very high cast cost, but it can let you survive very easily 1 more turn, and that's just great because you can try finish your opponent on the next turn. Practice is everything. Yeah, get back 2 Prism Dragon monsters or items into your hand with different names. So let's say you're out of items, or your Athora might, or any one of your Athora might have gone to drop. You can recycle it back to hand, and you can also get back your starting chain monsters like your discard fodder or your searcher. Then finally the item. The item is very important as it's basically just Athora's Antino, which is very important because then your Athora is basically just a wall in the center, and it gives Athora more attacks because generically it has double or triple attack, but with this it becomes triple or quadruple, which paired with Eternity Ring is just painful. So yeah. that's just the revamped version of my deck profile. Took out the Buddy Ragnarok double world spell, legendary kickoff, and the impact, because right now with Grace in the meta, the impact can't do much. And legendary kickoff doesn't see much play time, but you can side it in if, let's say, they are getting rid of your item a lot, or they are playing a very tanky deck as well. Yep, that's it, and thank you.